In fact, one individual had testosterone levels more than twice the normal more than twice the upper limit of the normal reference range. So there's a lot of.
Is that normal, natural?
Yeah, he was natural.
Wow.
This individual.
But we also know that, like, testosterone for men, especially, I know how it is to have low testosterone because I dieted down really hard. Coming back to that later.
Yeah.
But I know how it is. Feeling better now though. But I think most people around the 21st century more are suffering of low testosterone. And I was just wondering, how can people know that they have low testosterone, and if they do, how could they increase it?
Yeah.
Naturally,
So this is a question that essentially everybody probably cares about. Some people just don't want the stigma of asking their healthcare provider about their testosterone. So both men and women should consider getting their testosterone checked, especially if they are not feeling fantastic. But there's a lot of different factors. So, and we could talk about this for a long time, but many people are aware of different things that might be causing low testosterone, anywhere from high body fat to low body fat, endocrine disruptors versus, lifestyle changes, not enough exercise, stress, too much stress, too little stress. A lot of things can cause suboptimal or even deficient testosterone levels in men and women. So getting it checked is the best thing to do. I've seen many people, a lot of patients will come to me for hair loss prevention, and a lot of them feel perfectly fine, and they are clinically hypogonadal, significantly clinically hypogonadal. So, bottom of the barrel deficient testosterone level. So obviously those people, they've learned to cope with it, and they probably have very good androgen receptor sensitivity. Conversely, many men and women come to me with every single symptom of low testosterone, and they have high normal or even testosterone levels above the reference range. In fact, one individual had testosterone levels more than twice the normal more than twice the upper limit of the normal reference range. So there's a lot of.
Is that normal, natural?
Yeah, he was natural.
Wow.
This individual was also on, I believe, Fedoja and Tonkat, among other things, which apparently were working. But there's a lot of heterogeneity or difference in between the biofeedback that a male or a female can feel and then what their hormone levels are.
Well, we're talking about Tonkat Ali. I was actually wondering, are there kind of supplements that could help with increasing your testosterone natural? Something that really works, not like, I don't know, testosterone boosters. There's like zinc in it, but I mean, zinc's important for testosterone, of course, but it's not like, I think it's not like it's going to increase it like that hard directly.
Yeah. So the way I think of testosterone booster is kind of a misnomer. So I think of it as testosterone undestroyers. So, they're not boosting, they're just making sure that you don't tank. So it's like low testosterone preventers. So vitamin D is the best one. So, if you're vitamin D deficient, vitamin D is going to be one of the best testosterone boosters that you can take. A little vitamin D, a little vitamin K2, that can have a significant effect increasing your testosterone. If you have suboptimal levels, even if they're not deficient, things like zinc and selenium and magnesium can make a big difference as well. And then the fat content and quality in your diet. So eating enough healthy fats and, in fact, healthy carbs can make a very big difference. Some people do fantastic with the ketogenic diet, probably people who have a genetic polymorphism to chronically have low sex hormone binding globulin. Some people with naturally high sex hormone binding globulin, a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet will increase that even more, and they have deficient free testosterone level. So for them, carbs could be the best testosterone booster, which is crazy to think of because you always think of
Yeah.
carbs as decreasing testosterone, mostly due to insulin resistance. So that can also play a part. And then depending on your genetic activity and also your lifestyle and your body fat, there's a lot of things that can alter your aromatase and 5-alpha reductase activity. So creatine, for example, just like creatine monohydrate, 5 to 10 grams a day, can be a very potent testosterone and DHT booster, and potentially a cure for some cases of post-finasteride syndrome as well. So that can be a great testosterone booster. Things like calcium D-glucarate, that can also help control estrogen and also be a testosterone booster, depending on people's prolactin. Something like a P5P, which is activated vitamin B6. P5P is pyridoxine 5-pyrophosphate, or a vitamin E mixed tocopherols, especially the gamma tocopherol seems to be deficient often for vitamin E. That can help bring down prolactin and bring up testosterone. So that can also be a potent testosterone booster. We can talk about cabergoline for a while. Obviously, long-term cabergoline has significant risks, but there's been quite a few studies just where they look at, a group that takes a placebo pill, and then you can look at a group that takes a cabergoline, and also a group that takes a SERM like Novaldex or Clomid. And caber looks quite good as if you're just looking at the endpoint of increasing testosterone.
All right.
So that can also be a pretty potent one. So like past all those, we could talk about things like Tonkat and Fedosia. Tribulus terrestris seems just to help with symptoms perhaps, but not really actually boosting testosterone to a significant degree. Ashwagandha probably helps in people who have cortisol run high pretty much all the time and they don't have that nice pulsatile release of cortisol. So that's a pretty long list of things that can naturally optimize your testosterone without even talking about Tonkat or Fedosia. So those can help in combination, both increase LH output from the pituitary, and it can also help sensitize the LH receptors. So your testes or gonads, or potentially even ovaries, can do more with the LH that you do have. Okay. So they're quite good in combination, potentially synergistic. However, you do have to worry about estrogen receptor modification. It's not a selective modifier like SERMs, but if you naturally run low on estrogen and you're borderline deficient, you probably don't want to consider that combination.
All right. Yeah, and you talked about the guy that has like low testosterone but felt really good. I just want to come back to another question I have for you, and that's about, let's just say that if you have really low body fat, your testosterone tanks. We know that. I experienced it. Lots of natural bodybuilders experienced it. But let's just say that when you go out of the deficit and you eat maintenance calories and you do everything you can to increase it, like getting your fats in, omega-3s, vitamin D, etc., sleeping well, is it possible to stay at the same body fat and raise your testosterone if you stay there long enough?